Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to debunk one of the biggest historical myths. Did Vikings really wear horned helmets? We have all seen warriors wearing horned helmets in movies, TV shows, and even cartoons. But how accurate is this image? Get ready as we dive into the fascinating story where history and myth intertwine. Who were the Vikings? The Vikings were seafaring warriors, traders, and explorers from Scandinavia, modern-day Norway, Sweden, and Denmark between the 8th and 11th centuries. But they were not just warriors. Vikings traveled across Europe, establishing trade routes and settlements. They reached England, France, Russia, and even North America. Leif Erikson, for example, is believed to have discovered Vinland, part of modern-day Canada, centuries before Columbus. However, Vikings are most famous for their fierce warrior culture. But did they really wear horned helmets? Where did the horned helmet myth come from? Many people believe that Vikings wore horned helmets, but historical and archaeological evidence proves otherwise. This misconception actually emerged in the 19th century. But how? First source: art and operas. During the 1800s, Vikings began to be depicted in art and theater in a more dramatic way. In 1876, Richard Wagner's opera Der Ring des Nibelungen featured Viking-like characters wearing horned helmets on stage. Artists and sculptors designed Vikings with horned helmets to make them appear more intimidating. Second source: archaeological misinterpretations. Some ancient Scandinavian ritual helmets with horns have been discovered. However, these were used for religious and ceremonial purposes, not for battle. As a result, there is no historical evidence of Vikings wearing horned helmets in warfare. What did real Viking helmets look like? Now let's uncover the truth. The only authentic Viking helmet. To date, only one complete Viking helmet has been found, the Geirmundbu helmet, discovered in Norway in 1943. This helmet was made of iron, had a nose guard, and was hornless, designed purely for protection in battle. Would horned helmets be practical? Horned helmets would be a huge disadvantage in combat. Enemies could easily grab the horns and pull the warrior down. Viking helmets had to be light and functional. Adding horns would make them heavy and impractical. So, instead of horned helmets, Vikings used simple, strong helmets designed for real combat. Why did Vikings look so intimidating? If Vikings didn't wear horned helmets, what made them so terrifying? Real reasons. Vikings looked fearsome. War paint. Before battle, Vikings painted their faces black or red to intimidate enemies. Long beards and wild appearance. Their long, unkempt beards gave them a savage look. Massive axes and shields. Vikings mastered the shield wall tactic, making them nearly unstoppable in battle. With these characteristics, Vikings already looked terrifying. Horned helmets were unnecessary. Vikings in pop culture. The idea of Vikings wearing horned helmets became even more popular through Hollywood and modern media. Examples of the myth in pop culture: cartoons. Viking characters are often shown with horned helmets, e.g., Vicky the Viking. Movies and TV shows. Early Hollywood films exaggerated Viking costumes. Sports teams, logos like the Minnesota Vikings helped reinforce this false image. However, modern historical research and Viking-themed TV series, like Vikings, have started correcting this myth. Conclusion: the myth is busted. The myth is officially debunked. Vikings did not wear horned helmets in battle. Key takeaways: Vikings were indeed fearsome warriors. They wore simple, functional helmets, not horned ones. The horned helmet myth originated in the 19th century through opera and art. Movies, cartoons, and sports logos helped spread this misconception. What do you think about this myth? Did you believe Vikings wore horned helmets before watching this? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more historical myths and facts. See you in the next video. Hi.